Let's get straight to the point. A well-known crypto investor who used to avoid XRP is now preparing to buy it. His name is Dennis, but you might know him better as Virtual Bacon. He's followed XRP closely for years, especially since the 2022 bear market, but he's never owned any. That might be about to change. Dennis recently shared this update in a live stream, where he explained why XRP is now on his radar. His view is still cautious, but something is clearly shifting. He believes we're heading into what he calls a final shakeout for XRP, likely over the next 3 to 6 months. And if that happens, he sees it as a perfect entry point before XRP moves much higher. Let's break this down. According to Dennis, the price of XRP has been hovering around a very important level, $2. This level has acted as both strong support and resistance in recent months. But here's the key. Dennis expects XRP to dip slightly below $2 before bouncing back. That dip, in his view, could be the best time to buy in. But price levels alone aren't the full story. Dennis is paying close attention to the XRP to Bitcoin ratio, what's known as the XRP/BTC chart. This ratio tells us how XRP is performing relative to Bitcoin. And lately, it's been showing signs of weakening. Dennis pointed out a specific level, 0.000022 BTC. That level has held since November 2024, but XRP is now getting very close to it. If the ratio drops below that line by about 20 to 23%, Dennis says that will be his signal to finally buy XRP. Why is he so focused on this? Because of what he calls historical patterns. He drew comparisons to Ethereum and Solana in past cycles. Both of those coins dipped to key Fibonacci retracement levels against Bitcoin before rallying sharply. Solana, for example, dropped to its 0.382 to 0.5 retracement level and then surged. Dennis thinks XRP might be setting up for a similar move. He believes that if Bitcoin stays around $100,000, XRP could fall just under $1.85 before bouncing. And if Bitcoin goes even higher to $125,000 or $130,000, XRP might not move much in dollar terms, but its BTC ratio would still drop. And that drop, again, would trigger his buy. So why XRP and why now? Dennis admits he's been skeptical about XRP for a long time. He even calls himself an XRP skeptic. But today he sees 3 big reasons to change his mind. First, XRP is still one of the strongest retail coins. In other words, it's popular with casual investors who are often drawn to lower-priced tokens. This doesn't mean the coin is cheap in terms of market cap, but it feels more accessible. And in retail-driven markets, that matters. Second, the legal cloud over XRP is now mostly gone. After a long battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, XRP is no longer considered a security. That legal clarity removes a major risk and brings new legitimacy to the asset. Third, there are new signs of institutional interest. For example, CME Group, one of the world's largest derivatives exchanges, recently launched XRP futures. This is a big deal. It shows that large financial institutions are starting to treat XRP more seriously. Dennis also brought up the recent rumors about Ripple trying to acquire Circle, the company behind the USDC stablecoin. According to Fortune, Ripple has reportedly offered between $9 billion and $11 billion in cash and XRP to outbid Coinbase. Even though Circle has denied it's for sale, the story adds to the sense that Ripple is growing bolder and more aggressive. And don't forget, Ripple has a large war chest. As of Q1 2025, the company holds over 4.5 billion XRP in its wallets, worth more than $10 billion. It also controls more than 37 billion XRP in escrow, valued at over $87 billion. That's a lot of firepower to fund growth or support XRP's price if needed. There's also speculation about a potential XRP spot ETF in the future. While nothing is confirmed, this kind of product will make it easier for mainstream investors to buy XRP, potentially increasing demand. In Dennis's view, all these developments, technical signals, regulatory clarity, and institutional movement, are pointing in the same direction. That's why he's watching closely. He's still not rushing in. He made it clear, retail hasn't come back yet. But when they do, XRP is usually first in line. He's not expecting a dramatic move to $100 or beyond. That's still in the realm of hype. But he is preparing for a serious rebound, especially if Bitcoin continues its rise and altcoins start to catch up. And here's the broader takeaway. When longtime skeptics start turning into cautious believers, it's worth paying attention. XRP may not be your favorite coin, but it has a history of surprising people. So what do you think? Is XRP finally ready for its comeback? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments.